For a long time now, AI has been really good at talking. But what if it could finally start doing things? Today, we're going to dive into the one piece of technology that's making that a reality.
And really, that one question is the key to everything. It's about understanding the next huge leap for artificial intelligence. We're moving way beyond chatbots that just answer questions to proactive agents that can take real, meaningful action in the world.
But see, before AI could really act, it was stuck. It was incredibly powerful, for sure, but it was totally isolated by this fundamental, and let's be honest, nightmarish integration problem.
So in the old days, right, these AI models, the LLMs we all know and use, they were basically living in the past. They operated with a knowledge cutoff. That means their training data stopped at a certain point and that was it. They had no idea what your company's sales figures were today. They couldn't check a project status or interact with any of your live systems. They were brilliant, but ultimately blind and disconnected from the real world right now.
This was the big hurdle. Imagine you have M different AI applications and N different external systems. To get them to talk to each other, you had to build a custom one-off connection for every single pair. That's M times N connections. It was this crazy, tangled, brittle mess that was just impossible to scale. The dream was to turn that multiplication problem into a much simpler addition problem. M plus N.
So how do we get there? How do we make that simple M plus N world a reality? Well, the solution is a new open standard called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. The best way to think about it is like this. MCP is basically the USB-C connector for AI. You know how USB-C finally gave us one standard plug for all our gadgets? Well, MCP does the exact same thing for AI. It's a universal, open standard that lets any AI model plug into any external tool or data source, all in the same predictable way. Now, MCP, which Anthropic rolled out in late 2024, it's not a product you buy. It's a protocol. Think of it like a shared language. It provides a consistent rulebook for how AIs can read files, execute functions, and handle instructions. It's what finally smashes them out of their digital prison.
And it all works using three really simple building blocks. First, you've got tools. These are the actions the AI can perform, like creating a help desk ticket. Second, resources. Think of these as read-only data sources, like a document or a database record. And third, prompts, which are basically the instructions that guide the AI on what to do. Tools, resources, and prompts. That's the whole shebang.
And this wasn't some small niche idea that took years to catch on. No way. The adoption was insanely fast. Right after Anthropic announced it, all the big players, we're talking Microsoft, OpenAI, Google, they all jumped in. The whole industry basically realized at once that having a bunch of different proprietary systems was never going to work. They all got behind MCP as the new foundational standard.
Okay, so this is where it gets really cool. We've got this universal connector. So what? What can AI actually do now that it couldn't do before? This is the leap from just answering our questions to actually acting on them.
Before MCP, we had systems using a pattern called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. And they're great. They're fantastic at digging through documents to find information. You could ask it, hey, what is our vacation policy? And it would find the answer for you.
But with MCP, the conversation doesn't stop there. The AI can now use a tool to actually connect to your HR system. So after it tells you the policy, it can follow up with, and hey, do you want me to go ahead and submit that request for you for next month? This is the huge shift to what we call agentic RAG. It's combining knowledge with the power to act.
So let's just break that down one more time. RAG's job is knowledge retrieval from static data, and it gives you an answer. MCP's job is tool orchestration with live data, and it results in an action. They're not competing. They're the perfect team. You could say RAG provides the content, and MCP provides the control to do something with it.
But like with any massive leap forward in technology, there's always a twist, a catch, and this one is a big one. This direct connection to our most critical systems creates a whole new world of security risks that, frankly, we're just starting to wrap our heads around.
Think about it. We've just given the AI the keys to the kingdom, and in doing so, we've also opened up a brand new door for attackers. Our traditional security, which is all about building walls between systems, just wasn't designed for a world where we're trusting an AI to make API calls directly into our core infrastructure. And this brings a whole new taxonomy of threats to the table. We're talking about things like tool poisoning, where an AI gets tricked by a tool's own description. You've still got your classic prompt injection, of course, but now there's name spoofing, where a malicious tool pretends to be a real one, and even supply chain vulnerabilities in the open-source MCP servers themselves.
Let's zoom in on tool poisoning for a second because it is so new and so sneaky. An attacker can hide malicious instructions right inside the description of what looks like a totally normal safe tool. The AI reads that description to figure out what the tool does, and boom, it gets manipulated into performing an unauthorized action using a different, legitimate tool. This attack sails right past all of your traditional security because it isn't a network attack. It's an attack on the AI's reasoning. It's social engineering for machines.
Okay, so that sounds pretty scary, right? How on earth do we deal with these new kinds of risks? Well, it means we have to completely rethink our approach to security. We need a new playbook.
And that playbook is called Zero Trust Security. The idea is simple, but incredibly powerful. We can't trust anything by default. Not a human user, and certainly not an AI agent. Every single action, every tool call, every data request must be authorized and verified every single time. No exceptions.
So how do you actually put that into practice? The path forward really involves 3 key steps. First, you have to centralize your security policies in a gateway that inspects all MCP traffic. Second, you assign every single AI agent a unique auditable identity, just like a human employee. And third, you have to be continuously monitoring and auditing all agent activity to spot weird behavior before it becomes a breach.
The Model Context Protocol has unlocked AI's potential to move from answering to acting, creating a whole new generation of proactive agents. But this incredible new power comes with profound new responsibilities. The agents are here, and they are connecting to everything. The only question that remains is, are our defenses ready?